My dentist paused mid-cleaning and said, I need you to crash my ex's wedding with me tonight. I'll give you free cleanings for life. I almost swallowed the fluoride rinse. Pamela had been cleaning my teeth for 3 years, always professional, always talking about her cats and weekend farmers markets. Now she was gripping her dental tools like weapons, explaining that her ex-boyfriend Gene was marrying her former best friend Michelle in 6 hours. She'd just found out from her noon patient who showed her the Instagram story while getting her crown fitted. The wedding was at the local country club, the exact place where Gene had proposed to Pamela 2 years ago, before dumping her via text message 3 months later. I already called in sick for my afternoon appointments, she said, her hands shaking as she adjusted the overhead light. I just need someone with me so I don't look pathetic walking in alone. The plan terrified me, but also felt insane enough to be necessary. She kept talking about how Michelle had consoled her during the breakup, brought her Ben and Jerry's and wine, stayed over 3 nights in a row, promised her that Gene was trash who never deserved her. She held me while I cried into her shoulder, Pamela said, now aggressively flossing my teeth like she was punishing them. And the whole time she was texting him behind my back. She'd already planned our entrance down to the minute. We'd arrive during speeches, when everyone would be seated and watching, trapped at their assigned tables. She wanted maximum visibility, maximum impact, maximum drama. I'd be her successful date, proof she'd upgraded to better things. Just don't let me punch anyone, she said, yanking the bib off my neck. Or if I do, pull me back before I break her nose. I wasn't sure if she was joking. That evening, I met Pamela outside the country club parking lot. She looked unrecognizable in a revenge dress, the kind that costs a month's rent and makes everyone turn their heads. Her hands were clenched into fists, car keys cutting into her palm, and she kept muttering rehearsed lines about what she'd say to Michelle. I'm going to destroy her, she said, as we walked toward the entrance, her heels clicking like a countdown. The reception was in full swing, golden hour light streaming through floor-to-ceiling windows. Through the glass, we could see the wedding party laughing, Gene raising a champagne glass. Pamela's breathing got heavy, almost hyperventilating. She grabbed my arm for support. We pushed through the heavy oak doors just as the best man started his speech about destiny and soulmates. Every single head turned. 300 faces swiveled toward us in unison. The room went completely silent except for the best man's microphone feedback. Gene saw us and dropped his champagne glass. It shattered on the marble floor, sending golden liquid everywhere. He stood there, frozen, staring at Pamela like he'd seen a ghost. I braced myself for the explosion, for Pamela to start screaming the speech she'd practiced, for security to drag us out, for someone to call the police. Instead, Gene started walking toward us, not angry, not defensive, but desperate, almost running. He moved past confused guests reaching for him, past his groomsmen trying to grab his arm, past his own parents calling his name in horror. When he reached us, his eyes were wet. Pamela, he said, his voice cracking like a teenager's. Thank God you came. Michelle approached next, and I stepped forward instinctively, ready to protect Pamela from whatever fight was about to happen. But Michelle's face wasn't angry. She looked relieved, exhausted even. I can't do this anymore, Michelle said loud enough for everyone to hear, her voice carrying across the silent ballroom. He says your name every single night in his sleep. He keeps your photos in his phone hidden in a calculator app. He has a love box hidden with all your old keepsakes. The entire reception gasped collectively. Someone's aunt fainted into the wedding cake. The DJ turned off all the music. Gene fell to his knees right there on the dance floor in front of everyone, in front of both families who'd spent $40,000 on this wedding. My parents threatened to disown me if I married you instead of someone from their social circle. They forced me to marry her, he confessed to Pamela. But I couldn't forget you. I've never stopped loving you. Michelle pulled off her veil and threw it on the ground, then yanked off her grandmother's pearl necklace. I'm done being his second choice, she announced to the entire room. She looked at Pamela with tears streaming down her perfectly contoured face. He's all yours. He always was. I'm just tired of pretending. Then she grabbed an entire bottle of champagne from the head table, kicked off her $500 heels, popped it open, and walked out barefoot, her wedding dress train dragging behind her. The flower girl started crying. Monday morning, Pamela was gone. Different dentist, no explanation. Monday morning, 6 months later, a wedding invitation arrived. Pamela and Gene in Portland. Michelle was listed as maid of honor. The RSVP had a note. Free cleanings still valid.